Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I got something really kind of neat and unique for you. This is the CAMPINGMOON 2-outlet Lindal valve adapter. Alright everybody, welcome back. Now, before we begin the video, I want to let you know, so people don't get upset. I ordered this from Banggood about a couple weeks ago. Unfortunately, it's been discontinued by the manufacturer. So, the link I have below for the adapter is the exact same adapter, it just has 4 instead of just 2. I ordered 2 because this is the configuration I wanted it in, okay? And this is the piece we're talking about here, this metal piece across this bar here. I ordered this because I wanted 2, because I wanted it set up like this, where I have a lantern, where I can see what I'm doing and connect a stove, or maybe even connect 2 stoves if I have to boil water and cook some food on the other one. So that's just right out of the way letting you know. The link down below is to the 4-pronged version of this, not the 2-pronged. And we are going to take it off, and I'll give you a good close-up of what it looks like. I wanted to start it off with a demo because, well, that's the most fun part of the whole thing. Now, also, too, Banggood is having their 15-year anniversary sale. Right now, you can get up to 50% off on some items, so check them out and see. I will put a link down below to the 4-prong adapter and the sale and all the deals, all their popular stuff if you're interested in checking it out. It's going to run for a little bit longer, so you want to check it out. You can save some money on some camping gear, some EDC type stuff. Lots of cool little items there. But before we begin, I want to start it out by showing you how this thing really works. So what I have here is a little mini Isobutane Lantern. I reviewed this a long time ago. If you go to my videos page and you search for Isobutane Lantern, I'm sure that will come up. I did have another one that I reviewed from Lixada, but I didn't like it as much because it was just a flame. I like the lantern. So what we're going to do is show you how this works. I'm going to turn this part on. There we go. There we go. And by the way, since I've done the review, that mantle was on there. So if you're careful with the mantles, they'll last a good long time. Now we're going to turn up this heat here, okay? Let me just get my arm around the back there so I don't burn myself. And there we go there. So now not only do I have a nice light to cook by, and let's turn off the top light so you can kind of get an idea. I have a nice light to cook by and a flame going too. That I think is pretty darn cool. Very handy. And like I said before, if you have 2 items that you want to use at the same time, I'm going to turn that off so I don't melt my plastic here. If you have 2 items that you want to use at the same time, like 2 stoves, definitely a handy little item. I figured to start it off with a demo because this is really neat. This is something that's, you know, it's not something you always think about, and the thing weighs ounces, and you can stick it in your bag with a couple of these isobutane canisters, and you'll be ready to go pretty much anywhere. I don't know that I'd recommend if you're using it in a bug-out type situation, but if you do have a little isobutane lantern like this, and a stove, hey, can't beat it. It is bringing a little extra gear when maybe a headlamp or a flashlight would do, but for camping and for maybe a car kit or whatever, can't beat it. I really, really like the fact that you can have a nice little, the warm glow of a little lantern, and you can cook your food right there and see what's going on right in front of you. The adapter lets you use, like we see here, 1 canister with an EN417 Lindal valve for 2 devices at the same time. It's got a built-in check valve, so once this is removed, this is self-sealing. It will seal itself off. I'm going to let this cool before I remove it. We'll just cut the video and we'll cool it and I'll let you see it up front. The dimensions on it are 5.3 inches by 1.2 inches, and it's about 2.5 ounces. So it's not super light. For those of you wanting the grams on it, it's about 70 grams. So it's not super light, but it's also not super heavy either. The inlet is the 417 Lindal valve canister here, okay? And the outlets are the 2 EN417 Lindal valves. If you want to use this with a 16-ounce or 1-pound propane tank, you can do that. That's where the adapter comes in handy at the bottom there, and I'll show you what that looks like screwed on when we take this piece off. So all in all, I think it's a really neat little item and potentially very handy. If you are in a situation where you don't have a lot of room to store stuff, say you live in a high-rise apartment building, you don't have a ton of room for Coleman stoves or whatever, maybe you only have 2 of these. Well, now you can cook with both of them at the same time instead of having to use 2 canisters. Now, will it suck up the fuel faster? Of course. You know, you're using 2 items instead of 1. However, I will say this much. This sips fuel. And actually, I like this because when a canister gets really, really low, like I have a canister here that's really super low, when a canister gets low, you can put that on there and it will run for hours on that little tiny bit of gas left at the bottom. So it is a definite handy little item. So let me let this stuff cool off, and through the magic of editing, bring you back when it's cool, and we will let you take a close-up of the item itself, and I'll show you what it looks like with the adapter on it for the 1-pound bottles. Alright, it took about 5 minutes for everything to cool off. This didn't get hot at all. I just didn't want to wind that stuff off, this mainly, while it was hot. So, here's a close-up look at it. It is the CAMPINGMOON Z24. Now, I also did put this in my Amazon store. For some reason, Banggood doesn't have it, but Amazon does. So if you go to my Amazon store and click the first link that says stoves and outdoor gear, it'll be in there. But honestly, I'm kind of thinking about getting the quad adapter now. You imagine with one of the taller, big Coleman propane tanks, the bigger ones, that'd be kind of handy to be able to run all that stuff at once. This is very safe. I have tested it out here. I have had no leaks with it, no problems. I've taken it off, put it back on. There's been no hissing or anything. It's all self-sealing. You can see the seal in there. I don't know if you can see the little copper seal that goes back up and seals once it's connected. Now, I wanted to explain to you how you could use this with a 1-pound propane adapter. And this little item here, is probably the best-selling item in my Amazon store. I mean, not a day goes by that somebody doesn't buy one of these things. I did the video, I don't know, maybe a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, and everybody seems to love this little thing. It's the adapter to take a Lindal valve, get your propane bottle to a Lindal valve. So, what we're going to do is screw this on here, and I'll give you a look and see what it looks like. We're not going to run stuff on it, because we've already ran it. And bring this over, and screw that on top. Of course, I cross-thread it, because I'm on video. Alright, there we go. There you go. So you can run stuff on this, too, and get a way longer run time on it. So that's very, very handy for your usage, say, out camping. This would last you an entire weekend with a lantern and a stove, using it at night, here and there as you need it. Probably 3 or 4 days, probably longer than that. So this is a very kind of handy, diverse item. And what I like about it, especially when it comes to the prepping end of things, is it gives you options. You have options, I like all the adapters and even the refillers, not because I'm going to use them every day. I can guarantee you if a power went out tomorrow, I wouldn't be using this adapter in my house, maybe, or out here, I'd probably be using it if I went camping or something. And somebody asked the other day about the scooter. Scooter's doing great. I'm waiting for the DMV to become not a 5-day process of going up and waiting at 5 in the morning. Oh, I didn't get in this day, going up and waiting at 5 in the morning. Oh, got to go back tomorrow. I'm waiting until they get back to normal to register it. But it is ready to go. So something like this in the scooter, heck yeah. Can you imagine being able to have 2 stoves running, cooking a full meal out in the middle of nowhere on the side of the road, if you got stuck or something? Definitely a handy little device, and definitely gives you options again. And that's why I like it. It gives you options. Pull this guy off here. There we go. And it will hiss like normal when you connect it and disconnect it. There's no, nothing wrong with it. So I think it's a definite cool little device. You can see right here about how big it is if you judge by my hand. Or let's put a lighter up to it. So it's not a huge item. It's not exceptionally heavy. Feels like some kind of alloy, some kind of metal. And it seems to be well made. I haven't had any problems with it. I haven't had any leaking. I have tested it out now for about 2 or 3 weeks. I've had it for a while. And unfortunately, like I said at the beginning of the video, they have discontinued making this. My Amazon store has a few of them left, but the Banggood store has the quad. So you're going to get, this, and this. That's kind of cool, too, as it gives you a chance to run a whole lot more stuff. And with a bigger propane, a bigger isobutane bottle, or something like this, that's really cool. That's when you get into being able to run a bunch of stuff off of one thing. So anyway, I will put the links down below for the 15-year anniversary sale for Banggood. Okay, I'll put the links down below for the actual device here, the adapter. And you will have the links down below for the quad adapter as well. That's the one they're making now, and basically going to have like a T like this with 2 of these hanging off it. And again, safe to use with 2. It is a little more expensive. This one was $19. That's going to be $34 for the quad. I don't know why it's so much more expensive, but it is. No big deal. If you're interested in it, it's definitely something cool that I think you guys would enjoy using. So, that's the deal for today. That's the CAMPINGMOON 2-outlet Lindal valve adapter. And don't forget to check out the Banggood sale. They got some amazing deals. What I like that site for, too, is stuff like drones and things like that. Stuff that I wouldn't show on my channel normally, you know, maybe a cell phone cover or whatever. There's so much cool electronics over there, and I'm an electronics geek by heart. You know, I do the survival stuff, and it's fun for me, but I do like my electronics as well. So check them out, see what they got over there. They will have all the links down below, as well as a link to the quad version of this one. And I thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to check out all our links. We have our Amazon affiliate store, and like I said, I have a couple of these left in there. We do have our freeze-dried wholesalers link. If you click that link, you will save 15% on anything you purchase. And we did that video of all some of the new meats with the venison and the bison. So check them out too. We have our My Patriot Supply link down below. That's preparewithiridium.com, preparewithiridium.com. In these uncertain times, 25-year shelf life food that you just set and forget and not worry about is definitely worth it. So check them out. We got some good deals there. And our Thrive Life freeze-dried food store. Don't forget to check them out as well. Anyway, folks, thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.